What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ruben. You know what it is. New week, new video. Championship rounds wrapped. And what a NFL playoffs we have had. I kind of talked about this last week where this NFL season slash playoff has kind of felt like a changing of the guard. And it's crazy because it kind of feels like we're coming out of the Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers era, right? And Drew Brees retired last year. Big Ben just retired. And even though I just had an argument with my boy talking about like there was never a Big Ben era, but that's a discussion for another day. But it feels like we're coming out of that era and stepping into the new age. You know what I'm saying? Like this is now Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joey B era now, right? Just the new age QB is we're shifting. There's a shifting dynamic where like the normal names you're used to seeing, like I think that time's done. So let's just talk about it, right? AFC Championship game. The Chiefs upset by the Cincinnati Bengals. And I gotta be real with y'all. As much as I love Joe Burrow, I never thought that I'd be alive to see a Cincinnati Bengals hosted Super Bowl. Not hosted, but them being at the Super Bowl. And as a Jaguar fan, it makes me sad because it it felt like. So as a Jaguar fan, the reason it makes me sad is because I feel like we were so close, but I've talked about this before, and I keep saying one day I'm gonna do a Tom Brady Patriots Why I Hate Them video, right? And Peyton Manning was sort of on that list too. But part of it is that like there's this narrative that the NFL. I've always felt like the NFL will do whatever they can to kind of promote those guys, and what I mean by that is if you're a real Jag fan, you understand what Miles Jack wasn't down means. I believe we were a bad call away from making the Super Bowl and upsetting the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. And I believe that we could have beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think that Nick Foles and them had anything for that defense. I don't think people remember how good the Jags defense is because we have sucked so bad since then. But that's neither here nor there because I want to talk about the now. Congrats to the Cincinnati Bengals. I didn't think that this was something that was even possible. I fully expected like a bad call here that was going to help sway the Chiefs' way. I didn't think I'd see a scenario, and me and my boy Shane, we joked about this, where in a playoffs that featured Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, like all these prominent quarterbacks, that the league would allow us to see a Jimmy G, Matt Stafford, Joe Burrow Super Bowl. This can't be what the league really wanted to see. On a lesser scale, the Rams, but at least the Rams are kind of a household name. They're going to draw views. They're at home in SoFi. They're Cali. They're kind of the hip team. So there's that. But I definitely didn't expect the Bengals to do what they did. But the Kansas City Chiefs kind of imploded on the field. They were whipping the Bengals' ass in the first half. And I said it when it happened. Them not kicking the field goal and Pat Mahomes throwing it to Tyreek Hill with 5 seconds left at the goal line before the half. And I said, people are going to be sick if they lose by 3 points. Those 3 points were important. I can't even believe they ran that particular a play where somebody would be 5 yards away from the end zone, and it's something that was even an option. I can't even believe that. So here's what I will say, though. As much as I've called Andy Reid a genius, I also think he's and to a lesser extent, Pat Mahomes as well. He is a victim of his own genius sometimes. And if I don't talk about it much, but a lot of people that know me know that I had 3 teams, and the last team was the Bucks. I don't talk about it much because since Tom Brady joined, and I hate Tom Brady so much that I don't claim the Bucks while Tom Brady's there. So, but with that being said, I'm familiar with Andy Reid because the Bucks have seen the Philadelphia Eagles multiple times in the playoffs. We had been beaten by the Eagles, and I remember when they shut down the vet and whatnot. So I'm very familiar with Andy Reid. And the biggest knock on Andy Reid is he doesn't like to run the ball. And everything is so like, look at how innovative my offense is. Look at this, look at that, look at this screen, look at this play, look at the underhand shovel pass. And sometimes you just get too cute. And that's what cost him here. It's cost him in the past. It was a problem in Philly. He eventually ended up getting fired. And it's basically because of this, because I really feel like there's so many games that he could have won that if he just got to the basics sometimes. But a lot of times his offenses were so explosive that, you kind of roll with it until it bites you in the butt in a bad spot. And that was this weekend. So I wonder how they rebound from here, because I think that window to kind of build a Chiefs dynasty is going to dwindle at some point, because those contracts are going to hurt the salary cap. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes signed that huge deal. So they're kind of limited as to what they can do. They just signed all those offensive linemen. They need a lot of help on defense. So we'll see where it goes. As long as those the triplets are together and Andy Reid's still there, they're always going to be in that conversation. But at some point, you got to do something to address that defense. It's a problem. Joe Burrow, though. Let's talk about him. My man was special, right? And I've talked about this for years now, where I said Joe Burrow is special. He doesn't have the arm talent. He's not as pretty as Trevor Lawrence and some of these other guys. But I had said since college, Joe Burrow is special. Joe Burrow, and I said Joe Burrow is going to be better. It's better than Trevor Lawrence, right? When you watch him, you just know you're looking at a star. And he doesn't have the tangibles that a lot of these other guys have, but he has that intangible. I was listening to, I think, The Herd, and they had Mark Sanchez on, and I know Mr. Butt Fumble himself, right? Well, he was talking about, because I would say, I was like, I don't know how to explain why Joe Burrow's special, right? Because he doesn't have the arm talent that some of these guys have. It's like he just has like that Tom Brady to him, like in terms of like that coolness in the pocket. He's got good feet in the pocket, and he knows where to go with the ball. And he knows how to read defenses. Like, he's so well prepared and poised. And those things kind of go understated sometimes because you get so enamored with the flash that is the big arm quarterback. But what Mark Sanchez said is what's special about him is he got sacked 9 times in that Titans game, and he never peaked at the rush. That split second, and that sometimes when you're getting hit as a quarterback, quarterbacks tend to, okay, where's the rush? But that split second that he's looking at who's coming or whatever, he might be missing something, right? He might be missing that guy that flashed open. Joey B is always looking downfield. He's always hitting the guy, and he's taking the hit, and he gets back up and does it again. The kid's special. We are in for some great football with some great young QBs in the AFC. Now, on the flip side, all my predictions are busted this year. I never claimed to be perfect. I don't have an issue being wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's be real. How many of y'all actually had the Bengals in the Super Bowl? I at least called the matchup Bengals-Chiefs. How many of y'all actually had the Bengals in the Super Bowl? Because I would venture to say nobody did. On the flip side, I know a lot of people had the Rams, but I didn't. I had the Niners winning that game, and it was namely because what we saw happen for like 3 quarters of that game. And it was the Niners trying to hit them in the nose, playing the more efficient football, turning the ball over on them, getting picks from Stafford. And I just knew that in a big spot, Stafford was going to cough up the game. And Jaquiski Tartt fumbled the game away by not catching the ball on that interception. I knew at some point we were going to see it, and I've gotten into it with people, and I was like, I like Matt Stafford just fine, but he has that haywire gene to him. And like, I've lumped them into a conversation with Carson Wentz in that like they have all the arm strength and talent that there is, but there's just something about them that when it gets tight, they choke. Now, I like Matt Stafford a lot more than I like Carson Wentz, and it's probably unfair to lump him in with Carson Wentz. Because I think he manages a game a lot better than Carson Wentz does. Uh, but he does. He had 8 picks, I think, over the final 8 weeks, and 4 went to the house, and that is something to be concerned about because I just don't think that he's the greatest QB in a tight spot. He tried to choke that game away. Luckily, they dropped it. Now they're in the Super Bowl. We'll see what happens. Unfortunately, it looks like the perfect storm of the Bengals really are playing with house money. Nobody should be expecting the Bengals to beat the Rams. The Rams have all the names and have everything at their disposal. If Matt Stafford plays a clean game, they should win that game. So, but the thing is, if the Bengals can keep it close, I definitely would ride with Joe Burrow in that situation. I'm not ready to make a prediction. I got to really think about it, guys. So, definitely look out for the next video that'll probably come at the end of this week. Let me know your guys' predictions. What do you guys think of these playoffs? And what do you think about the direction of the NFL? Let me know in the comments, guys. All right. Remember to like and subscribe. Peace.